Wow. Tetris, do not text and drive. It is very unsafe. The cup is going Rome. You think so? We shall see. We have 4 people competing. And they all want the cup. There's no cup. There's literally no cup, though. What's up, Guafi? Vandy, can I enter into this event? Not this event, no. What's up, Timur? Reds? You need to organize a cup. Well, you could just buy a cup and write Das Masters on it. Anyway, can I be heard okay? The music will come down a little bit once it starts, but... And my Stream Deck, I don't know what it is, but it just like resets all the time. And I don't have any of my buttons, so I got to do everything manually. What's up, Boxy? How goes? You're rolling now. Everybody's rolling. Oh yeah, you want folder access, right? You're right. I got to restructure that folder. I have to restructure that folder somehow because it's just very... It was supposed to save work and now it's creating new work. So I got to figure out how to do this folder. Why? What do you have to... What are you organizing now? I heard something about a Das Champions thing or whatever. That's cool. And who wants to be Das Champions League tournament? Well, is it a league or is it a tournament? Seems like you would have a tournament after you resolve the league. But, you know, the league hasn't even started, so why would you even have a tournament? Oh, similar for... I don't even know what that stands for. United Eccentric Football Association. No idea. I don't really know anything about soccer. Football. Soccer. Yes, soccer for me. It's barely even soccer for me. You know, I don't... Something about it, I just can't get into it. A league can be set of multiple tournaments. Oh, I see. There's a league phase and a knockout system. Yeah, it sounds too complicated. Why you just... It's all these European takes on sports organization. It's all like so complicated. Just like have a bunch of games and do a tournament at the end. It's oh, there's a league phase and there's Swiss and there's double elimination knockout thing. It's like, bro, I don't know. It just all seems very complicated the way Europeans do sports. Like, it doesn't have to be that complicated. Maybe you guys are just, looking for something to do. They just create more and more elaborate ways of organizing a sport. Where you can just play a bunch of games. The best teams go into a playoff. Easy. They prefer doing things their own way. True. You've got something there, Tetris. Oh wait, there's a new update for the Twitch app. What the heck? Oh, all right. What the heck? What? I don't even understand it. How do I go to my... Sorry, the music stopped because I'm running the music from my app, and then... Why do I need a story on Twitch? Like, I don't need to post a Twitch story. Like, one app said, oh, let's have stories, and now every app needs to have stories. Meanwhile, I don't look at these stories. I could give a crap about stories. Yeah, now there are Twitch stories. I just want to watch people stream. I don't need to watch their stories. I mean, listen, they got people that are way above my pay grade, smarter than me, that trying to figure out how to make money on that and how to make it good for everybody. So that, they must know something, but God, it looks dumb. It auto plays vids when you open the app. Yeah, that's why the music went away. I just opened the app and I just started playing Simply. Now it's playing. Now I just scroll through. I don't want to look at any of these. Like, I know I'm following some of them, but I only follow them out of courtesy, right? I don't actually want to watch them. And it's not even listing the ones that I do. Like, I watch monthly Tetris. I watch classic Tetris Elite. Well, sometimes classic Tetris. Ugh. It just sucks. What are they doing? I don't understand it. All right, should we start? I guess we should start. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever in the world you are. You are tuned in to another edition of Classic Tetris Monthly, and this time it is the DAS Masters Finals for July 2024, the first ever DAS Masters and the first ever DAS Masters Finals. It is not Dasters, it is DAS Masters. It might be a disaster, but it's certainly not Dasters. So if you want to call it Dasters, you can leave right now. You can go. We don't want you to watch. This is DAS Masters because these are the masters of DAS. So I'm pretty excited for this thing. It's I never thought we would have a monthly DAS event, and yet here we are in 2024 amidst all the hype about game crashing and rebirth and all that. Here we are playing the play style of like 2014 or whatever. It's pretty fun, and there's a lot of hype about it, so that's pretty good. This is oh wait, whoops, sorry. Oh, stop texting me. Are you serious? I have the music coming from my phone, so every time I get a text now, it goes doo 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 doo. So don't check your texts. Anyhow, this is how it started. With some of the best names in Tetris mixed with some of the best names in DAS Tetris. And this is how it's going. This is who we are left with. Fractal and Pixelandy. That'll be our second match today. Our first match will be GIO and Zefania NENU. GIO, of course, coming off second place finish in the CTWC DAS World, wink wink, Championship. And Zefania NENU, kind of a blast from the past, a winner of 2 CTM Masters Championships in 2019 and 2021. And unnecessary. I know. Listen, you can't be so serious. Don't take yourself so seriously. Relax. See, this is the problem. Is you can't you take yourself too seriously. It's funny. All right, anyway, and then our second match is going to be Fractal and Pixelandy. Fractal, of course, and Pixelandy, 2 of the best players in all of Tetris, known primarily for their rolling play style that everybody knows, propelling them to the highest echelons of Tetris overall. And they have made it to the final 4 of the first ever DAS Masters event. So this is pretty darn exciting. It's going to be first, though, GIO and NENU, and then Fractal and Pixelandy. Let's take a look at our rules. Whoa, it's the rules. There they are. It's a 16-player single elimination tournament based on the 1989 version of Tetris released by Nintendo for the Nintendo Entertainment System on NTSC consoles. Players can play on emulator or console, so long as the mechanics, appearance, and statistics on the screen are unmodified, except in the ways that we want you to modify them. Players can play on any controller as long as no big buttons and no turbo functions whatsoever. Even no biological turbo. No turbo. Do not hyper tap. Do not roll. Do not whatever tap. No turbo whatsoever. This is press and hold, my friends. Players should not receive any real-time advice at all. Do not have anyone in your ear, virtually, in person, telling you about your board state, your opponent's board state, what you should do, if they're going to top out, what the nothing. There's one mind per game. That is it. Do not pause unless the commentator tells you, and I am the commentator, so if I do not tell you to pause, do not pause. And everybody wants to pause nowadays in Tetris. Everybody's like, we need to pause really badly. It's really important. We need to have a big, long discussion about pausing. Well, do not pause here, okay? Level 18 starts all the way through DAS Masters. We will be using the same piece sets, which will be re-rolled in between every single game, and your hertz and input display must be on. Wow. Please do heed the spirit of DAS. If you don't know what that is, well, you don't belong here, okay? The spirit of DAS. Think about it. Think about what all those old guys were doing back in the day, and that's pretty much what you should be doing, but better. Okay? Feed the Spirit of Das. If you want to read the Spirit of Das, go to the announcement that's in the announcements channel like a million years ago. We should probably put it up on the website, or I should probably turn it into some formally written manifesto or whatever. But just, you know what Das is. Just play Das. Best of 5 throughout, and the winner gets absolutely something, and that is a share in a prize pool which has paused at $568.28. We have paused the prize pool at once it reached $500. We didn't want it to be, that big a prize pool to start off, this whole thing, because, these DAS events in history have been contentious. And, we don't want thousands of dollars to hinge on some weird decision that I make, right? So while we get this sort of thing going, we will put caps on the prize pool, but, increase it over time. And, if people want to contribute, great. But we're already full, so yes. Anyway, first place will get 50%, second get 30%, third and fourth each get 10% of the prize pool. So that is good. If you want to support the channel, no cap on that. we will accommodate unlimited support on Patreon. Go to patreon.com/monthly Tetris if you want to provide us ongoing monthly support, which is very important to make sure that monthly Tetris continues to be monthly Tetris. The Mega Masters level Scott Gray 76, K9 watching Tetris. Masters level Corporal 381 shall be satisfied. At the bracket sponsor level, Cat Kit, Jay in the Window, and Tac Nyrus. Also want to thank our Sticker Club and Double Sticker Club level members and our community level members. Patreon.com if you want to provide us some ongoing support. Let me check out where I'm at with these players. Hopefully they are here and ready to go. NENU is here, looking fresh. GIO is here, looking about equally fresh, I would say. They're pretty much even in freshness. Hold on, let me just fix this thing here. We'll get started in a moment. All right. All right, GIO's on that side. NENU is on this side. NENU. Look at that guy. Look at this guy, NENU. He's like the coolest guy I've ever seen. You ever seen a cooler guy than NENU? I haven't. All right, let me fix this camera up and you can just look at NENU while I do that. All right. It's got that Mickey Mouse drip on right there. I'm into it. All right, you're seeing how the sausage is made. This is how the sausage is made, everyone. Should I flip him around? We'll see. And then we got this guy, world's worst camera, but they're doing their best. All right, let's see. These are the two players. He's into it. No, it's a fine camera. It's a very fine camera, and we will start in a moment. Let me just fix up a few things here. Okay, we're trying to get as much. I don't know where GIO exactly is sitting because he's leaning forward, right? So it's hard to line up. NENU, though, doing his best. I don't know. Should I flip NENU around? Let's flip NENU around. Let's flip him. And it won't let me flip him. Why won't you let me flip him? OBS is like, do not flip NENU. Hello, OBS. Okay, we'll just do it that way. Good enough. All right, there's the guy. There's the guy. They're neither one of them looking at their pieces. Can you imagine? And it won't let me flip GIO around either. It's weird. OBS is a real special thing. Now, listen, don't yell at me for criticizing OBS. It's an open source. You should contribute. It's free. I do contribute. Calm down. You're going to complain about free software? How dare you? All right. There they are. Not using Streamlabs? No, I don't use that. All right, well, I think I'm ready. So let's go ahead and give these players their pieces. And I will just do... Well, I was going to fix stencil, but I guess I cannot. Fargon, thanks to the Prime sub. Peter Lustig, thank you for the Prime sub as well. Says, you are in the rotation. Thank you. That's all we ask. Let us be in the rotation. Pieces for these players are going to be C7, 8C, E8, Charlie 7, 8, Charlie, Echo 8. I don't know why I have so much trouble with that. NENU has a 1.3. Allegedly unrecorded. Do you not believe NENU? How dare you? I didn't realize that Hazelnut Milk was a different player from St. Kitts and Nevis, but I had no idea. All right, changing names. Hey, what's up, Blue Scooty's grandpa? All right, they're exchanging pleasantries. Let me check the seed checker work. No. Charlie 7, Echo Charlie, Echo 8. C7, 8C, E8. Anybody on the YouTube side? Is anybody over there? I can't. They're not coming through. Hey, who's watching on YouTube? Say hello. All right, C7, 8C, E8. I'm feeling kind of lightheaded. That's weird. All right, both players are ready. I am ready. You all are ready. And it's the semifinals. Giovanni and NENU. Let's just get them started, then we'll talk about them. In 3, 2, 1, Tetris. It is Classic Tetris Monthly DAS Masters July 2024, our inaugural monthly DAS Championship Caliber Tournament. Our first matchup here, Giovanni and NENU. Giovanni fresh off his... Oh, there's NENU with a fresh spin tuck of the T. But Giovanni fresh off his second place finish in the Classic Tetris World Championship. That's the CTWC. The CTWC DAS... Is it Championship? Is that... I don't know what I think it's just called CTWC DAS. I don't know if it's called their DAS Championship or whatever, but it was huge. I'll tell you that. I watched a bunch of it, and there's just like so many people in that tournament. A double elimination and like 90-something play. I mean, it was massive. And Giovanni coming in second. I got to admit, I was kind of like, well, is Giovanni, kind of a flash in the pan, finished high in CTWC, in CTM DAS Masters qualifying, made it to the semis. I don't know. Is that a fluke? No, GIO. I didn't know a lot about GIO. I just knew GIO as somebody from like community tournament a million years ago. All of a sudden he comes back and he's just tearing through every DAS competition. So GIO doing an amazing job, trying to maybe get a victory here. Sort of a little bit of redemption here after the CTWC DAS where he did amazing. 122 here for GIO. Going to get a Tetris over. And also a very high qualifier in next month's tournament, August, basically. So has a high qualify. So not a flash in the pan. Truly, I mean, from what I've seen, passes the eye test as one of the best DAS players in the game today. So try to cement that legacy here with a victory in our first ever DAS Masters. And NENU, you know, as a top 8 finisher in CTWC at legendary moments in the CTWC online years. Of course, running to a friend's house to go play because there was an issue with their console or power or something like that, or internet. And of course, a multi-time CTM Masters event winner. Did one in 2019 and in 2021. Has the record for the most time passing between Masters victories. 281 here for NENU, 228 for Giovanni. NENU, you know, when he's tapping, normally you will see, you know, a lot of adjustments being made. Has not made really the switch to rolling. We'll try to bust out grip switch to rolling in an emergency, but does not seem to have put significant time into rolling. But when when DAS Masters showed up, all of a sudden NENU returned. And another spin tuck with the T. And you can see a lot of the kind of adjustments that you're used to from NENU from back in the day in DAS as well. So huge brain here in DAS. 353 for NENU. Giovanni gets a Tetris, 323. I mean, NENU stacking is just something like you just want to watch it all day. I mean, just very creative adjustments. Really one of the kind of OG original crazy adjustment stackers, at least in the CTM cinematic universe. 422 here for NENU, 371 for Giovanni. This is a best of 5, so you do see the score of 0 next to each of their names. The first player to 3 is the winner of the match, and this is the semifinals, so that player will move on to the finals. 417 here for Giovanni, 470 for NENU. Another Tetris here, so I mean, pretty legit paces here for DAS, especially NENU, 493 through 102 lines. You know, this is when I start to get 493 through 102 lines when I'm playing. You know, this is when I start to get nervous, like, and mess it all up. But these players, whatever, they expect it. And no, I am not sick. I just have a new microphone. So if you're hearing... if you hear a difference, I am not sick. I just got a new mic. And I like this one way better. $585 for NENU, $554 for Giovanni. Anything else I need to preempt? No. Balbar likes the stream layout. 609 for NENU, 578 for Giovanni. So Giovanni back by about a Tetris. He's going to be the first one into 19 at 602. And NENU already with the 632, setting up long bar column 9. And a long bar over for NENU and a 656 transition. So 600K transitions here in DAS Masters. There's another Tetris for Giovanni. So these paces are kind of off the chain. NENU is a tapper, and so that kind of explains maybe why we haven't seen NENU too much in CTM lately. Oh, nice cleanup here for Giovanni. And he gets a Tetris off of that. 666 for Giovanni, 710 for NENU. Yes, all the players are playing the DAS playstyle, which, you know, will involve occasional emergency taps and quick taps and things like that. But the predominant method of moving the pieces back and forth is the press and hold mechanic that it seems that developers intended. NENU really still holding on to this 40,000 point lead pretty much the whole game so far. Now, of course, we did start off with level 18. The speed increased at level 19 at 130 lines, and the speed will increase one more time at level 29, and it is virtually unsurvivable for a DAS player. Level 30s, rare. 31s, rarer still. There's a Tetris for NENU, 868. Basically, a very, very good score at level 29 would be 1,000,000+ points. The so-called max out. There's a Tetris for GIO, 921. He's finally in the lead, but he's also now 11 lines ahead. NENU with a long bar dependency in the middle of the stack, and he's kind of all in on a bar going to the right, and he gets it over to the right, and another one to clean up. So NENU with the survival here. GIO set up in column 8 for a Tetris and gets it 965. NENU with his first real slowdown of the entire game here in game 1. And Giovanni really not slowing down at all. Interesting placement there with that L, kind of bifurcates that left side. Not sure if intentional, but it seems to be able to clean it up. NENU with a Tetris, 968. Giovanni has the max out. He's now into level 28 at A14. So just 8 lines to go until the level 29 DAS kill screen. There is a Tetris for Giovanni, A50. NENU has the max out, 10 lines to go. There's another Tetris for Giovanni. He's got an A86. That is probably where his... See if he can eke out any lines. No. And NENU needs to get A88, and he has 2 Tetrises available. And if he can get them both, he would still need more. So he's going to have to set up for this. No, actually, this would do it. So if he gets it, yes, NENU is going to get the 1.1 and get a Tetris into 29. And NENU will take game number 1, a 1.1 for NENU, and nearly a 1.1 for Giovanni. What a game number 1 here in our semifinals between NENU and Giovanni. A 1.1 from NENU and nearly a 1.1 from Giovanni. That's crazy. That's just game 1. Now, how do I do the scores again without my buttons? All right, I'm gonna figure this out. There we go. All right, let's give these players some new pieces. New pieces are going to be 200B8, 200 Bravo Alpha 8. Now you will see the on-screen display, which shows the speed of their last tap, if they did tap, and shows their left to right movements on the D-pad and their B and A as well. Their rotations. All right, let's check. 200BA8, 200BA8, good. Well, let me just check one more time, because sometimes players get the 8 and the B's mixed up. All right. Both players are ready. Game number 2 between Giovanni and NENU. In 3, 2, 1, Tetris. Am I allowed to burst the first piece of the game for 0 reason? We would prefer that you did not do that. So we don't want to open up. Just be normal, okay? Now we do allow players to mullen should it be relevant. But we ask that any mullins you do be DAS mullins, so that we can sort of maintain the integrity of the scoring records. Yes, we do fall what is what I guess we're calling the spirit of DAS, which is, you know, you should be actually playing DAS. There have been other competitions that are DAS competitions in the past, which sort of, you know, DAS mimicking tournaments, which are fine, but not what we're doing here, where they allow players to sort of slow tap the entire time as long as they stay under a certain taps per second. But no, we are actually requiring that players play the DAS play style, which means relying on the press and hold mechanic that the developers intended, and which the original sort of Tetris scene in its early days was based on. That doesn't mean that players will be pressing and holding every single piece. Sometimes in an emergency, or if it's just a 1 or a 2 tap to get a piece in its place, then, you know, nobody, I mean, everyone, even the most DAS of all DAS players will tap a piece here and there. 171 for NENU, 188 for Giovanni. Tetris for NENU, 218. And why do we use those rules? Well, because that's the rules that I like, and it's my tournament. So people can do whatever they want in their tournaments, but this is how we choose to do ours. And it's totally fine however you want to do yours. There's a Tetris for NENU, 244, 280 for GIO as he tries to clean this up. He'll get a long bar in the middle there, clean up the stack, and now, yeah, that T-piece will be nice, uncovers the well. And, yeah, just trying to get something in there. It's starting to spire a little bit. Oh, gets that S-spin and a Tetris. $294 for NENU, $330 for Giovanni. Now, the winner of this match will play the winner of the match that comes after it, which is between FRACTAL and Pixel Andy, two fixtures of the competitive Tetris scene. Oh, Nenu's right side is a problem. He's going to throw a long bar down there, bring it in, and he's just got to bring this down. He's going to lose a little more pace to GIO. And yeah, NENU just bringing this down, not going to mess around. He's already behind. So I think he's just trying to get a good safe stack here. But this is a pretty low score through 94 lines. I mean, you'd like to have, you know, 300 something K by about 70 lines would be, you know, tolerable. So this is a little bit on the low side pace wise. GIO, pretty healthy pace here, 452 through 101. Long bar over Tetris, NENU 363, 475. Giovanni setting up kind of on the left well here. We'll see what he decides to do. No, he's going to go with it. And he is set up on the left well. Of course, harder to get long bars over to the left. Well, to the left, when there's a well over there, you don't have as much clearance. You have to be stacked a little bit lower than on the right side. Because the piece has to traverse more columns, right? Wow, look at that. Tetris. 435 for NENU, 528 for Giovanni. We're just about 10 lines away from the level 19 transition, where the speed will increase by 50%. Giovanni gets a nifty transfer of the well there without burning too many lines. And another Tetris here for GIO, 600 now on 19. NENU about to transition into 19. Gets a long bar in for a Tetris 506. So GIO, anywhere between 4 and 8 lines ahead and 80 to 100,000 points ahead. Tetris for NENU on that right side, 557. You can see adjustments being made for NENU. You can learn a lot by watching someone like NENU play. I mean, I can learn a lot, but I can't actually do anything that he's doing. But I learned just how bad I am at Tetris. 563 for NENU, 685 for GIO. There's a Tetris GIO, 711. He's now got about 150,000 point lead, roughly. Oh, GIO with that T-piece. That could be a problem. He's going to quick tap that piece over to the right, and he's in trouble. And he is going to top out at 717. So there is a chase down here for NENU, who gets a Tetris. 718 is the target. And it looks like he double flipped or something. So 718 is the target. NENU with plenty of time to chase this down. Yeah, that was kind of brutal, and that's the problem with DAS, or let's say not the problem, but the challenge is it's so hard to recover from mistakes, especially up high, because you just don't have the maneuverability that you do when you're playing a tapping-oriented style like rolling or hyper tapping. So the chase down here is for NENU, 718. It's very, very unforgiving play style, which maybe is why people don't want to play it. They go, oh, as soon as I don't have to play DAS anymore, I will stop. All right, so 718 still the target here for NENU. He's got 25 lines to get it. He can single and double this away. And he's actually setting up for a Tetris. Long bar over for a Tetris, 691. So less than a Tetris to go. One Tetris would do it. Does not have to get one, though. He is set up. Long bar over Tetris for NENU, and he is good in game number 2. So GIO citing a controller malfunction. Yeah, do you want to take a moment and just kind of, do you need to warm up or test your controller or anything like that? You can take a moment if you need to. That's the one thing about these, no, it's fine. Okay. All right, let's give these players some new pieces. New pieces are going to be FE4AB0, Fox Echo 4 Alpha Bravo 0. It's kind of complicated to put in. All right, let me just check, make sure that we are good. See checker 4E4AB0, 4E4AB0. Okay, we are good. All right, game number 3. GIO all of a sudden finds himself down 2 games to none. Let's go. 3, 2, 1, Tetris. That is the punishing, unforgiving nature of this playstyle. You just don't have a lot of room for error, especially up top. So becomes a priority to, play lower if you can. That's the other problem. It's like you have an opponent you're playing against who it might not make sense to play lower and safer because they're putting the pressure on you. So it's extremely tough. All right, GIO has Tetris open down the right side, gets it. Has some gaps here. And is in the process of burning them away. A long bar here would be very helpful for GIO. But it's not coming. Oh, here it is. Oh, and he's gonna miss with the long bar here. GIO needs to sort of get it together here. Don't let this kind of stuff get into his head and just try to execute. There's a Tetris GIO 80,000. He is a high seed in our April tournament where qualifying is already concluded. 105 for NENU, 80,000 for GIO. Did I say April? August, sorry. All right, calm down, calm down. Literally everybody knew what I meant, you know. There's a thing on the internet where, you know, if someone is speaking extemporaneously and then someone makes an error, they don't just go, "Oh yeah, I know what he means." No, they got to go, "Oh, what? What did you really mean April?" You know? That's the internet. There's a Tetris NENU 179, 177 GIO. So GIO trying to come back from some early mishaps here and has pretty much tied it. Yes, please, everyone clip the mistake, spread it around. Can you believe he needs to step down, make way for the younger generation? He's clearly lost it. $247 GIO, $228 NENU. Come on, Jack. I'm fine. I'm fine, Jack. All right, 275 for NENU, 293 for Giovanni. Real Bland says Vandy cannot be the nominee. Oh, no. Well, I assure you, no matter what, I will be the nominee, okay? I will not step down. The future of Tetris depends on my being the nominee. Would I be willing to take a cognitive test? I take cognitive tests all the time, Skip Logic. This job is a continual cognitive test, okay? 309 from NENU, 387 from GIO. And I'm a way better golfer than the other nominee, okay? All right, GIO, oh, not taking a burn there, trying to avoid the burns. Gets a bar, okay, 411 for GIO, and he's kind of roared back into the lead. Wait, is normal CTM still going to happen? It already happened, Jack. We're on to August. This is the last thing to do to clean up July. 384 from NENU, 481 from GIO. He's all of a sudden about 75,000 points ahead. Do you think you could beat other Tetris commentators in a poker match? I mean, there's a lot of short run variance in poker, so anybody can win against anybody on any day. But in the long run, I would do okay. All right, we are approaching the level 19 transition, so players start to think about having good stacks going into the speed increase. All right, GIO bringing his stack down a little bit, taking some burns. And the game just decided, okay, finally giving bars here. And GIO, 568 here through 136, 487 for NENU. So GIO, you know, at the same line count, roughly 50,000 point lead. There's a Tetris NENU 538. Both players into level 20. People think we should have a CTM poker event. Well, we've got a mixed community here of like adults and children, so I don't know if I necessarily want to be promoting that, although it can just be for adults, I suppose. 592 for NENU, 651 for GIO. Maybe we should do something like that. GIO just barely gets that long bar over to the right, and he's trying to bring this down. He was getting up high on the stack again, and I have to realize that in a DAS event, level 19 is not Vandy podcast time. It is like any moment the game could end. I mean, you get spoiled by, you know, rolling now. Feel like, 19 is just, they'll be fine. Doesn't really start until 29 nowadays. And I completely missed a game-saving quick tap. I did see it, but $721 for NENU, $757 for GIO. It is super close. There's a Tetris for NENU, separated by 10,000 points. So it's really anybody's game. GIO needs to win to stay in. NENU, Tetris, 785. Long bar over, Tetris, GIO, 801. All right, GIO taking a couple of skims here. Tetris for him, 835. NENU gets one, 851. Same line count. NENU ahead by about 17,000 points. About a half a Tetris. Tetris over for NENU. GIO filling in some tucks here. Getting kind of high here above the next box where it would be. Tetris for GIO, 882. And here's a Tetris for NENU, 952. And GIO needs to do something here. Okay. So he's probably going to have to go for 3. There's a Tetris for NENU, and NENU's ahead by 100,000 points. So GIO just needs to go for it. There's 1. He's going to probably have to end game number 3. God, you forget how punishing DAS is. My goodness gracious. GG's to you, GIO. I mean, 2 great runs in back-to-back tournaments. Getting to these semis, you will go home with a small prize. And yeah, I can't wait to see what you do in August. So GG's to you, GIO. NENU, you will be moving on, so don't go anywhere. You have to stay up. And we'll be back in a moment with our Andy versus FRACTAL match. In a moment. Gravity Child said, this is what Jonas and Harry and company were dealing with for 9 years. I don't know. Best of 5 seems so brutal. It just doesn't. It seems like Faster Masters, you know? It's like, God, we should maybe switch to best of 7 at some point. Maybe we should. I don't know. Well, I'll talk it over with the players for August, what they want to do. But we might have to do that. But we're not going to do that today. We're going to go with the format. Best of 21. It just seems so brutal. You know? All right, give me a moment here to set this up because I don't have my buttons. And let's see, it's seed number 1 and 12. Is that what it is? I think it's seed 1. And I think it's seed 12. Yeah, it is. Oh, whoops. So what am I doing? Right, getting rid of that. Okay. Yeah, on my Stream Deck buttons, the bindings reset, so I have to do this all manually, which I don't like. And I'm making you watch it, apparently. All right. I didn't put it in studio mode.